Pokemon Go has released some new information for Pokemon Go Fest 2021. Information pertaining to the cost of the event, the differences between the paid for and the free event. There is a free event going on for everybody in the world that doesn't want to spend money on Pokemon Go Fest. The differences between the paid for and event spawns, the event raids that are going on, the special event mythical Pokemon, and then last but not least, these two lovely ladies down here, the Popstar and Rockstar cosplaying Pikachus. And when going through the information on this, I'm going to especially highlight, PvP relevant things to you guys. If you're curious about, like relevant raid attackers, there really aren't a whole lot that are going to be happening, at least from what we can tell right now with Pokemon Go Fest. But for you PvP minded folks, I'll keep you in the know what you gotta look out for here. And of course, if you want to look over this information yourself, link in the description to this official announcement, and also link in the description to the Game Press summary of this announcement. So here we are having the 25th anniversary of Pokemon and the 5th anniversary of Pokemon Go. And as a result, instead of being the originally stated $15 for Pokemon Go Fest, USD here, they're dropping it down to $5. So, 1/3 the cost. And I think that's pretty good, because the way Pokemon Go has been going for like the past 2 years here, it's really been pushing a lot of the monetized features onto the players and have given them a really greedy look. Like, I call them out on it all the time. I'm not exactly pleased with the direction that Pokemon Go and Niantic have been going with this game. So I feel like it's kind of nice to drop that price down to the $5, make it a little bit more reasonable for everybody to participate in. So I definitely do appreciate that. And I feel like for the price of $5, if you're gonna, if you're a little bit on the fence there, I think the rewards are good enough. They're good enough for $5 where you don't have to feel like, okay, I guess, But at the same time, going through all the spawns and event features here, like $15 kind of feels like it would have been too much, as you will find. Because compared to last year's Go Fest and Go Fests in years past, I don't feel like the event spawns are really all that hot. It's kind of like, yeah, Go Fest, the spawns, I guess. So $5, I think that's acceptable. So as we already knew, Go Fest 2021 is going to take place over 2 days. So there'll be a Saturday, July 17th, and then the Sunday, July 18th. And then it looks like the event periods, like the event spawns, the happenings of the event, are going to only take place over 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time. And whether or not you pay for Pokemon Go Fest, it looks like you will be able to benefit from Pokemon Go Fest going on. And one aspect of Go Fest is going to be the hourly habitats. So every hour, the spawns for the habitat for the event there are going to change based on the habitat. So clearly there will be some hours where you can just kind of take a Pokemon Go nap, and then some hours that you might want to set an alarm for so you don't miss the special event spawns there. So for all players, paid for or not, when the jungle habitat is happening, it looks like Pokemon Go is promoting to us Scyther, Apom, and Froakie, which isn't all that exciting. So I feel like jungle habitat might be the nap hour, When we get to the desert mountain habitat, things do spice up a little bit for PvP as we get Skarmory, Shieldon, and the Hip Hop Potato over there. So this is a good opportunity to get a better IV spread on your Shieldon for Great League PvP. Bastiodon is one of the strongest meta-defining Pokemon in Great League PvP. So getting Shieldon or getting some more XL candy for Shieldon there, so you get the big strong Uber Bastiodon, that could be pretty good. And if you don't have a good Skarmory already, maybe you might get a better one through this event. Then we have the Ocean Beach habitat, which features Dratini, Swablu, and Alomomola. We just had a Swablu Community Day event, and I don't think we'll be able to evolve into Moonblast Altaria, so maybe not exactly the hottest time to get better splits on your Altaria, but I guess you could save a good Swablu from this for the future. Ryan Swag's favorite Altaria IV spread is the 0015. If you want more information on that, link up above and in the description to my Altaria Community Day guide video where I talk about those IV spreads. But the other two Pokemon, not exactly the hottest unless you don't already have good Dragonites built for the various leagues in PvP. Then we got the Cave habitat, which has Roggenrola, Galarian Stunfisk, Dano, and more. And this one is definitely going to be the hot hour for PvP for sure. Definitely set an alarm for this one because we're getting G-Fisks, you know? So if you don't have a good spread on your G-Fisk already for Great League, now's a good time to get one. And if you're looking to use G-Fisk in the Ultra League, well, you want to have the XL G-Fisk, and you're going to need all of them XL candies, so this could be a good opportunity to start getting some more of those XL candies. And Dino is also pretty interesting here because its evolution Zweilous is pretty formidable in Great League PvP. I wouldn't say it's the best Great League PvP Pokemon around. It's a Dragon Breath user with a early activation charge move, in this case Body Slam, so it's not all that impressive compared to, you know, Altaria or maybe Dragonair. It's kind of like on the level of Dragonair, right? But it does have that dark subtyping, which means it does have dark type resistances, which means that it can pull ahead of other Dragon Breath users in Great League PvP. I'd say in the current meta, you know, a little bit too much counter, a little bit too much charm floating around for Zweilous to really stand out, but in a more limited format, or if the tides kind of shift in the meta in the future, yeah, Zweilous can definitely be a ace in the hole, Omega God type Pokemon in Great League PvP. So getting a good split on Zweilous for Great League, this is a good opportunity to do that. Get that out of the way, then you don't have to worry about it in the future. So how do things change for paid for players here? Well, for each of the habitats, Unknown F and Unknown G will be able to spawn. So, you know, Unknown G for Go, Unknown F for Fest. And then when it comes to the specific habitats, it looks like the jungle is going to be getting Ludicolo, Chatot, Leafeon, and Serperior. And it has no mention of this being the Frenzy Plant Superior, so I doubt it's going to be Frenzy Plant Superior, but hey man, Serperior, that's a jungle Pokemon, right? So yeah, I'd say in this habitat, if you don't have Chatot already for your Dex Entry, now's a good time to get it. The other spawns really aren't all that exciting. When it comes to Desert Mountain, we get Flareon, Tyranitar, Flygon, and Throh, which also isn't all that exciting. I mean, hey, we're getting another evolution here. I think all the habitats have evolutions. And then when it comes to the evolutions, it doesn't mention anything at all about them having Last Resort. So just like with the Serperior, I'm going to doubt that they have the Last Resort. Although it would be pretty cool if they did have Last Resort. And then same with Tyranitar and Flygon. I doubt that they're going to have their Community Day moves as well. But they haven't announced that they don't have them. So they could implement them at last minute. Who's to say? But yeah, these spawns not looking all that hot either. When it comes to the Ocean Beach, we get Gyarados, Vaporeon, Azumarill, and then Sock. So I guess Ocean Beach is a little bit more exciting now with Azumarill appearing, because then you can get a good Azumarill split if you didn't get from all the Azumarill like days and hours that we've been having over the past couple months here. But yeah, and a good way to get some XL candy for your Great League Azumarill if you want to build an XL Azumarill in the Great League. And then for the cave, we got Umbreon, Gardevoir, Absol, and Galvantula. So for PvP, main thing that's exciting here is going to be the Galvantula. Maybe get a better split for Great League. Maybe get some XL candy for Ultra League. So yeah, overall, the paid for event side of this isn't looking all that hot. I mean, I guess the coolest thing we're getting here is like Galvantula XL candy. But last time I checked, Joltik is a nesting species. So if you really want to get some XL candy for Galvantula, you'd probably be better off like saving your $5 and hitting up a nest. So, you know, as I said, if this was for a $15 price tag, I'd probably be taking a big nap on GoFest. For $5, there are other aspects of this event that might tantalize you, make it seem reasonable. And then throughout the events, it looks like there's going to be Pokemon related to music spawning, regardless of habitat. So Chimecho, Kricketot, Audino, and a special costume Pikachu. Those will be appearing throughout the day. And then when it comes to the paid for side of things, it doesn't appear that the spawns change at all, but they do hint that it might be easier to discover shiny Pokemon if you do paid for and you use the incense. So is there a boosted shiny rate? I can't exactly tell you, but it sounds like that's what they are promoting here. So yeah, these Pokemon aren't too exciting either, but you know, some of them do give a bonus Stardust there, so that's pretty cool. And then when it says a special costume Pikachu, it's not clear if it's going to be the Popstar Pikachu or the Rockstar Pikachu. It does say a special costume Pikachu, so that's like singular. One special costume Pikachu, not multiple costume Pikachus. So we'll have to see what they end up doing with that. Is it going to be a special hat? Because when it comes to the paid for side of things, they do specifically state that you will get these Pokemon for the paid for event. So is the special costume Pikachu these guys? We'll have to see what ends up happening, what they announce with future updates here. Then when it comes to the shiny spawns, the non-paid for players can look forward to Shiny Whimsir, Chimecho, Audino, and Tympole. These aren't exactly the most exciting shiny Pokemon, but hey, 4 new shiny Pokemon and their evolutions to fill out that shiny dex, why not? Then when it comes to the paid for side of things, they do highlight a shiny Unknown F, shiny Throw, and shiny Sock debuting. And I think that's kind of goofy because I don't think we've ever really had like event exclusive shinies before. Like after Go Fest, will all players be able to obtain these shinies? They've never like shiny locked a Pokemon to an event. They did have that Abra snafu a couple years ago where they accidentally gave Abras to people, like a shiny Abra early on in Go Fest, but then they turned that off because it wasn't like meant to happen yet. But this, it seems like they're adding new shinies to the game. So are non-paid for players, are they not able to access this at all, period? Or are they just highlighting them here because they're part of the event spawns? So it's like, hey, these are spawning especially for you guys, and then they can also be shiny. And then if you're like not paying for GoFest, you also have the chance to get them shiny. That's not clear, but I'd have to assume that everybody would have access to these shinies eventually. Then when it comes to the raid side of things, it looks like on Saturday there will be Hitmontop, Cranidos, Danos, and then Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Zigzagoon wearing special costume raids. And they don't mention any other raids for the paid for players for Saturday there, so I'd have to assume that this is the raid pool that everyone's going to have access to. So Hitmontop, not that exciting. Cranidos, if you don't already have like a Hundo Rampardos already, sure. And then Dano here, once again, you can get some candy for it, but you're not going to get good PvP splits for Zweilous there outside of catching them, so really not all that exciting. And then when it comes to Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Zigzagoon, they say that they are going to have their special costume, like it's a hat. I don't know what the costume is specifically, but they don't mention if their evolutions will be able to get these hats or costumes as well, so we'll have to see what they do with that. Pokemon Go did change it up a bit recently where they did allow, special costume Pokemon to evolve with their costumes, but not all costume Pokemon can evolve with their costumes. So it'd be good to know ahead of time if we can get the frickin' costumed Obstagoon there. That would be pretty hype. I mean, Obstagoon's already pretty hype. We recently got the shiny Obstagoon in the game. Shiny Obstagoon with a hat. Why not, man? In addition to all this, paid for players will have access to a special branching multiple choice kind of quest line for GoFest 2021. They're saying that GoFest 2021 here is a music festival, so you're trying to help Professor Willow and the team leaders put together a little concert or something by selecting specific Pokemon. And at the end of this, there will be special rewards, including an encounter with a mythical Pokemon. Now, that mythical Pokemon in question has not been confirmed yet to be Meloetta, but we're all pretty sure it's going to be Meloetta. Meloetta does have 2 separate forms. It has a Aria form and it has a Pirouette form. So we were wondering if we were going to be getting both forms from this event. Here it does say an encounter with a mythical Pokemon, a being singular, not multiple. But are they considering Meloetta, the 2 different forms, to just be one Pokemon? It's hard to say, but right now this doesn't sound like we're going to get multiples, so I'd have to lean on it being the Aria form of Meloetta. And then of course there's a shirt that you can get for your avatar and an exclusive pose, so rock on, right? Speaking of rocking on, one of the first choices that you'll have to make for this branching quest is if you want to go with Pikachu Rockstar or Pikachu Popstar. So Rockstar Pikachu is the one with the big eyebrows, looking like a boss with the jacket there. And then Popstar Pikachu is the one that's kind of looking like a little princess popstar idol over here. It appears that it's going to be a choice. That players that are participating in the event, they're going to get one or the other, but not both. But like I said before, there is going to be special costume Pikachus spawning throughout the event. So are these guys going to be spawning, but it's going to be kind of rare? It's hard to say, but once again, it does say that singular A costume Pikachu. So, can't be 100% sure if it's going to be these guys at all, or if it's just going to be a hatted Pikachu. At any rate, part of this event, you will be able to choose the Rockstar or the Popstar. And this choice, I guess, is the biggest choice of the whole event because it's going to change your in-game music. I guess Junichi Masuda here, Pokemon music producer, made 2 brand new tracks for Pokemon Go for GoFest 2021. A rock and roll track for the Pikachu Rockstar fans, and then a high energy electro pop song for the Pikachu Popstar fans. And more. Why the frick did they say and more after everything? Like Froakie, and more. The hot potato, and more. I mean, obviously there's more to come, but are there more tracks? I don't know. So GoFest 2021 might be the first time you play this game with the music on after like 5 years. That'll be interesting. So I hope the tracks are good. I am interested in them. It'd be interesting if Pokemon Go implemented like a Pokemon Go radio or something, you know, so you could cycle through various Pokemon Go tracks so you don't have to listen to the same mind-numbing music all the time, and so that we get more use out of these tracks in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. But right now it looks like for the event, we got these 2 different tracks that we'll be able to play based on our Pikachu choice. Now, if you need some more information aside from this music and aside from their looks to determine which special Pikachu you're going to pick, they should have their special exclusive cosplay Pikachu attacks, just like Pikachu Libre does. So Pikachu Libre, Pikachu Rockstar, Pikachu Popstar, they're part of this this group called the Cosplay Pikachus, right? From Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So Pikachu gets a special attack based on whatever costume it's wearing. So the Pika Libre here, it gets Flying Press, a fighting type attack. The Pikachu Rockstar gets Meteor Mash, which is Metagross's special attack in Pokemon Go. And then the Pikachu Popstar gets Draining Kiss, which is a complete garbage attack right now in Pokemon Go. Either way you cut it, neither of these Pikachus are going to be meta relevant, just like how Pika Libre isn't meta relevant. So it doesn't matter, like, yeah, Pikachu Rockstar's got the better attack, because it's still Pikachu. It's not going to be good in PvP. It's not going to be good in raids. But if you want to know, they do have exclusive attacks. And yeah, Meteor Mash, Draining Kiss. Then following this, I guess, branched quest line here, you'll also have the choice to pick between Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Zigzagoon, and then another choice for Gardevoir or Flygon. And then it says all these Pokemon will be dressed to impress in special event costumes. So we already know that we're getting Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Zigzagoon in special costumes, but are Gardevoir and Flygon also getting special costumes? Because if they do, that is pretty hype, because Gardevoir is a pretty decent raider for a fairy type attacker, and then Flygon is pretty decent in Great League PvP, so like Flygon with like a top hat and a monocle, like why not, man? That's what dreams are made of. Or like Gardevoir with, I don't know, a hat, a neat hat or tiara. I don't know, man. They're already fully evolved Pokemon, so we don't have to like question, wonder, cry about if we can evolve them with their special hats or not. And they're good in raids and PvP. Gardevoir, really good raid attacker, fairy type side. And then Flygon, pretty good in Great League PvP. So if they get like special costumes, then we can show them off in raids, flex that we got, you know, the shiny Flygon with the top hat and the monocle, whooping your butt in Great League PvP. That would be pretty hype. And then it appears that at the end of these choices, you will get an encounter with a special mythical Pokemon. Now, the thing I do have to question in my mind is that if they have this branching questline situation going on, you know, you got 3 choices to make picking these Pokemon, does that determine which Meloetta form you get? It says a mythical Pokemon, so it sounds like you're only encountering one mythical Pokemon. To that same end, we're only going to get one Rockstar or one Popstar Pikachu. So if you pick more of the Aria Meloetta leaning options, you know, if 2 out of 3 of your picks are the Aria Meloetta picks, are you going to get that one? And then if you picked more like Meloetta leaning picks for this branching quest line, will you get the Pirouette form of Meloetta? That is interesting to consider, because there are some big meta differences between the Aria form and the Pirouette form. If you want to know the full meta viability of both of these forms for all leagues of PvP and raids, link up above and in the description to that video. I already did that video a while back. But the TLDR is that the Aria form is like kind of okay. Maybe if it gets Relic Song as a special exclusive attack, it might be a bit better. But it's kind of very okay for Great League and Ultra League PvP. Where the Pirouette form, on the other hand, looks like it's going to be really good in Master League PvP. So if you are more into the Master League PvP, you might want to go for the Pirouette form. If you don't care, or you're more into Great League, Ultra League PvP, then you might want to go for the Aria form. Right now, there is no confirmation or denial that they're going to split up the Meloettas that way. But the way things are looking, that might be an aspect of this event. We'll have to see. Now, all of this is specific to the Saturday of GoFest 2021. I imagine all this stuff is going to bleed over into the Sunday, but along with all this stuff, all these special event spawns, all these like research rewards and stuff like that, it looks like on round 2, on the Sunday, they're going to have a really big raid focus. Now, the thing that's annoying with this is that they haven't stated which raid exclusive Pokemon are going to be showing up for the big ol' raid day on Sunday. But I'd have to imagine Dialga is probably going to make an appearance. I wouldn't doubt if Mewtwo showed up. And if Deoxys Defense Form showed up, that would be omega hype, because I still don't have one, right? But right now we don't know what the raids are going to be. Now, this is GoFest, and then we do have the paid for GoFest already, and raids are financially driven, which is kind of a bummer, because it's like, what, are we going to make the most out of this raid day by spending more money? I guess that's what we got to do, right? But if you are a ticket holder, it looks like you will have the opportunity to get 10 raid passes, and then you also can do a research for 8 remote raid passes, and then there's a free event bundle containing 3 more event remote raid passes. So it looks like you can get 21 raid passes altogether if you are a ticket holder. If you're not a ticket holder, then I guess you're high and dry and you're stuck with the raid passes that you currently have. So for the price of $5, even though the event spawns don't really look to be all that interesting, unless I guess you're like a Pokemon collector, you want to get your special costume Pikachus, you know, I guess given that you're getting 21 raid passes for $5, it does make the GoFest a little bit more reasonable. Now, if this was the offer for $15, you know, I'd be like, yeah, am I going to do that many raids that day? I don't know. But for $5, why not? You know, why not? And then, of course, during all the festivities here, looks like there's going to be half hatch distance. Special music's going to be playing, as we said. The eggs changed to just bad eggs, I guess. Congratulations, they're not great. And there'll be some special like research tasks and stuff. So overall, Pokemon GoFest 2021 isn't looking all that interesting. I think the spawns for last year's GoFest was a lot cooler. You know, you could wild catch Lola Marowak, and you could wild catch Togetic, which was pretty big for Great League PvP IV splits. But yeah, the spawns this year really aren't looking all that hot. So, do you want to spend money on Pokemon GoFest 2021? Well, I guess if you're into raiding, it is roughly 21 raid passes for $5, which is a pretty good value there. So, why not? But if you are looking at giving this GoFest a pass, I don't really think you're going to be missing out on a whole lot by not spending money on GoFest 2021. At any rate, if you got questions on this content, comment below, let me know what's up, and I'll be happy to help you out. And if you enjoyed this information and you want more like it, make sure to subscribe to SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these patron supporters. If you want to support the Swagman on Patreon, link in the description. You know, it would be pretty hilarious if they gave Flygon a cowboy hat just to mock the cowboy hat Caterpie guy on Twitter. Just like, yeah, you want a green thing with a cowboy hat? Here's cowboy hat Flygon guy. Take that.